Welcome, Keith, and thank you for such a beautiful presentation, which brings us up to date on a lot of things. But tell me a bit more in detail about the Iberia merger. What key milestones have you accomplished today, and what's next?
Yeah, so the merger is still relatively new. We've actually worked with Iberia over a number of years, particularly in terms of cooperating on the London to Madrid route. What we're doing today is we're working together in terms of building joint propositions, joint sales forces, looking at areas where we can both benefit in terms of increasing BA and Iberia operations and penetration, such as Latin America. For British Airways is cooperating with Iberia there. Similarly, Iberia is cooperating with British Airways in North America, which brings benefits for the customers, for the consumers, and at the same time allows us to provide them with a better service.
Right. Well, it's interesting between Iberia, of course, Iberia, an American partner. Iberia has always been part of American partner anyways for many decades, so you're all now, what's happening with American? You briefly mentioned there's further integration, such as in the Caribbean you mentioned. What else?
So with American, we have antitrust immunity with American on travel, on transatlantic travel, and that benefits us and benefits the customer. So for the customers, we can allow to coordinate our schedules, which means that we can provide the customer with more choice, better transfer links between one location and another, and we can work together on that. We can work together in terms of looking at our corporate sales, and we can earn and burn each other's mileage programs. So there's great advantages for the customer and advantages for both airlines at the same time.
You previously mentioned that with Iberia, you're going to leverage that to have greater focus in Latin America and possibly Africa. How about the other BRIC countries? What's going on there with India, China?
Yeah, that's a good question. If I look at British Airways and Iberia, British Airways is traditionally very strong to North America, and Iberia very strong to South America, which makes us a perfect fit. As British Airways, we have connections with India and we have connections with China. Those are developments that need to continue over time, and working in partnership with other airlines to better serve those destinations. So that's something that we're looking at for the future.
British Airways had a rough time the last year or so with its union, Unite. How is that relationship at this moment, and what do you foresee in the next year or so? Is there peace in the horizon?
Yeah, if I look at what's happened there, is that if you look at the industry went through a very difficult time in the last couple of years during the recession. That's an industry-wide thing, not only a British Airways issue. We recognise that a lot of that was going to be a long-term issue, so we need to address our costs and our structures across all our working groups. We're now happy in the knowledge that we've settled the next couple of years' wage claims with each of our bargaining groups. And we're trying to work with the bargaining groups for the future to benefit the customer and provide stability in the airline.
How's the tone with the union? The relationship and the tone of these conversations. Any change from?
I think we've got a positive relationship with the trade union, so it's something that we need to continue to work with them on. And that's something that we need to continue all of the time, not just now. It's something that needs to happen all of the time. So that we can work together across 36,000 people who are employed by British Airways.
Thank you very much, Keith Williams, CEO of British Airways. Good day, sir.